Hi guys, Jeremy the Tall Trainer here. This is the Stability Ball Big Burn, all right? So we're gonna do 2 minutes of these exercises, all right? We got 3 exercises we're gonna do, 2 minutes of each, it's gonna be about 12 minutes of awesome work. Now, the big burn is that these exercises will wear us out in that 2 minutes, so it's gonna be pretty awesome. All right, so we have the Stability Ball Wall Squat, we got Stability Ball Crunch, and we got the Airplane, all right? And so we're gonna be using an exercise ball for this workout, all right? So it's nice, it's lovely, and it's gonna be a great workout. So if you ever wondered what to do with this thing, you are gonna know at the end of this workout here. So we're gonna start with the wall squat. I'm gonna show you on the side wall here to start with. I think it'll be easier to get the idea of just the position this way, but then I'm gonna show you some of the other sets from the other side. All right, let's just do it. Ready? 2 minutes, and go. All right, so my feet are set out of the way. I'm coming down and back up here, all right? Coming down and back up. Now my feet are out a little bit, but my butt's still going back. I'm not leaning back on the ball here. My butt's pushing into it. So when I start, I put my tailbone right on it, all right? And then I roll down, it goes up my back a little ways and then back down, all right? So this is the big burn here. It's gonna be the quads a lot, all right? So I'm pushing back into the ball a little bit with my butt there, all right? And pressing these heels down to get the butt to squeeze there. So I guess I definitely have here, but I want to get here too. All right, so leaning forward just a little bit, you know, will help drive some of that work in through the glutes there. Oh, 2 minutes is going to be a really nice time. All right, so in this time, if you need to take a pause break, you go ahead and do that. You know, you may not be able to make it the full 2 minutes. So if you need to pause, stand up for a second and do that, you can. All right, ooh. Oh. All right, we're under a minute now. That's pretty nice, but I'm feeling it. Now, the more purposeful you are in this, the better. So you dig those heels in, push those heels down, try to think about flexing the butt to come up. Dig those heels in, and come up. Come down, dig the heels in, and come up. Oh yeah. This is gonna be nice. 3 rounds, or no, just 2 rounds. We do have 2 rounds of it, all right? Oh, sinking in, digging in, pressing up. Oh, digging in. Oh, it's getting there. 15 seconds. If you want to make it tougher, don't go all the way up. All right. Standing all the way up is a rest break. You don't have to take it. All right. Now we have a Stability Ball Crunch. So I'm gonna set the ball down here. I'm gonna walk forward just a little bit as I do this, and then I'm laying back. All right, now I'm coming up. Small movements here. Make sure, try to get the feet underneath the knees. Some of these people will sit up here. You'll be missing some of the really good lower abdominal work. When you pull those feet back more, you get more of that. If it's too hard for you, roll down the ball a little bit. It makes it a little bit easier. But if you wanna make it tougher, roll towards the top. Not too far that you fall on your head though, okay? I have done that. It's not that far to fall, but it's awkward. And I got a wall right here, so it'd be really funny looking. All right, now, don't go all the way back. Keep it somewhat tight. Here comes some extension, and then squeezing up. Some extension, squeezing up. If you can, tip your tailbone up off the ball just a little bit. Come back. Looking up at the ceiling. Chin is tucked in from that chin out, or otherwise that's the back of the neck. Oh. And focus in this area right here, kind of ribs to pelvis there, and you're squeezing that area together a little bit. We're not rocking through the hips and sitting up. This is not a Stability Ball sit up. This is Stability Ball Crunch. All right, I got 45 seconds left. Oh, this is good stuff. When you get tired, make it smaller. All right, make it a smaller motion. When you get burned out, you're gonna get burned out if you need to. Sit up for a second if you need to, but if you can, see if you can rock the whole 2 minutes. But again, make sure you're not starting to bend around the ball because your abs are shutting down. All right, keep them flexed the whole time. They just go from more flexed to extended and flexed. More flexed to extended and flexed. Oh, is there 2 sets of this? This is gonna be great. All right, now we have the airplane. All right, and so I'll do this one sideways here too. I need a little bit of room for this. All right, so I'm on the ball here. I'm gonna curl over the ball, open up, open the wingspan, and I'm gonna tip the wings one way, tip the wings the other way, and then come back down. Come up, tip one way, the other way, and back down. Right in there. Now the lower abdominals are pulled in while I'm doing this. If you come up too high, you'll notice you start to slide down the ball. All right, so use that as a sign that you're coming up too high with this. And down. So there's a chance to work on the upper back a little bit. Make sure the shoulders are away from the ears. As you're doing this, tip the wings, and then back down. Now, if you want to, if you have some small little light weights, you could add those into this. A light weight in each hand as you're doing this. And back down. Oh, so much fun. So now we're going for a little bit of burn in the lower back here. Now that's okay. A lot of people are scared to get a burn in the lower back. We don't want sharp stabbing, but a burn is all right. It's just like the ab burn, but on your back. All right. As you're coming up there, try to tighten your glutes. As you're doing it, pull the abs in. That'll help stabilize that core a little bit too. So upper back is working. When we spread those arms out, we can feel in the upper back, back of the shoulders. There, lower back is working just from holding ourselves up there. Oh yeah. Curl over, come up. Oh, nice. All right, back to the first one again, wall squats. All right, so we got 3 exercises, 2 sets. All right, so I'm gonna show you from the front on here, dropping in and back up. What I want you to see from this angle is what my knees are doing, all right? They're not collapsing in, they're squeezing out as I'm doing this, all right? So that's a good squat, is when the knees squeeze out. Dropping in, again, my feet are slightly in front, but not too crazy. All right, but my butt's going back still. Again, shoulders are not back more than the butt. The shoulders are actually coming forward a bit as I do this. Remember, if you want to make it extra tough, don't go all the way up. So I'm going to take my advice, and I'm going to try not to go all the way up for this set. Might as well, right? This is our workout. We might as well work. I like getting stronger and healthier just like you do. Dig those heels in, squeeze up. Now, if you really focus on it, it's going to be shakier as you do it. All right, shakier is good. All right, dropping in, pressing down, squeezing up, muscles shaking and twitching a bit. All right, the more shaky, the more you're probably doing it correctly. All right, about 45 seconds left. Cooking up. Now, a big thing is, I mentioned from the side, but you'll notice that my toes did not go, or my knees didn't go in front of my toes on that. We're gonna try to really emphasize not, because we wanna emphasize the glutes firing up a bit more in there. Oh, my quads are feeling it. I can make my glutes feel it if I really dig those heels in. All right, really dig those heels in. One more. All right. Now I got back to that stability ball crunch. Laying back there, rolling out a little bit. Find a nice tough spot for yourself. Clear my throat. Here we go. Abs in tight. Looking up at the ceiling. Now leave your head back a bit. That's our counterweight. That's adding weight to the exercise. And if it's too tough, sometimes you get through the hands here, but sometimes the neck gets tired. So you may need to still keep the arms back there. But when the arms are back here, there is more weight back there, and you get a better ab squeeze that way too. Keep the elbows wide. Don't pull on your head. We're not curling up. This is not a curl up. There's a squeeze right in here. Imagine like your arms are creating a neck brace right here. And then remember, don't let up on the abs. All right, they stay tight. They stay tight. You're not bending around the ball, unyielding on that. You just go to straight position and back up. And at straight position, you should burn real bad. When you're trying to keep it straight, it should be burning pretty bad. Ah, right there. You're squeezing in. As you get more burned out, go a little bit smaller. You can roll down a little bit more to get a little bit easier. Just by dropping those hips farther down that way, down towards the rolling that ball just a little bit. 20 seconds. Well, let's dig into it. Let's dig into it. Come on. Keep that head back. Small squeezes. Oh, they're shredding. They're absolutely shredding. More focus you get, the more benefit you get. Oh, we're going to look fabulous after this. Woo. All right. The airplane here. All right, so laying on the stomach. Feet out wide as you do this one. All right, coming over, tipping, spread out. Tip the wing, one side, the other side, and back down. Tip it, and down. So you have a chance to open up the posture each time. Tip that wing. Looking down at the floor, so we're not gonna look forward. I think it's a little bit too much neck there. All right. Now, the closer you are to falling on your head on this one, the harder it is. All right. You're gonna feel that lower back. Have to do more. But again, you might find it tougher not to tip up forward onto your head. So your feet are just lightly assisting if you want to make this the toughest possible. Now, if you have weights in your hand, you're gonna have to shift back a little bit more because that's gonna throw your body weight off a little bit more. Out. Tip the wing. Abs pulled in, butts tight. Tip the wing. About 45 seconds left. Oh, the burn. The big burn. These exercises really do well when you have to spend more time doing them. That's why we have 2 minutes. But again, rest whenever you need to. But you can work on this video over time. And maybe you can go the full 2 minutes on all 3 of these. I think maybe the abs are the toughest. Almost there. All right. Oh, so I get plastered my shirt to my abs there. All right, so this is going to be Stability Ball Muscle Burn, all right? Friend of the Stability Ball Big Burn. So if you want to do these together, you can. It's wonderful. All right, so Muscle Burn, we're going to be doing a Stability Ball push-up. We're going to do an elbow rollout. We're going to do a little tap and raise, and we're going to do a hamstring curl. All right, these are 4 really good challenging exercises, 1 minute each. We're going to do 3 sets of them. All right, so at least we get a little bit of rest as we go from one to the other, but it's going to be about 12 minutes of awesome work, all right? So we're going to start off with the push-up. Let me get myself set, and then I'll roll the time here. All right, so I usually like to set myself up pretty far back here because I'm going to roll out, and I need a little bit of space to roll to there. Now you may not need as much space, and I'll show you an easier version maybe to start off with, and then I'll show my show-off version. All right, so ready, set, and go. You roll out on the ball. All right, head goes out in front of the hand, so this easier version, I'm not too far out, pressing down and up. See, my hips are right on the ball, right in there, all right? Dropping down and pressing up. Dropping down, pressing up. Now, I can walk out a little bit farther, and I'll maybe just roll it back a little bit. If I go out to knees, now I got a little more pressure on here. Now, the temptation here is to drop the head between the hands. This is not good shoulder position, not good for us. So we're gonna kind of come out a little bit as we do that, all right? Again, so the farther out you go, the harder it is, so you can find a spot that has a good challenge to it, almost no matter what. But again, you're gonna have more like hips on there if push-ups are a tough thing, because right here with my knees on there, this is pretty tough. This has got a good challenge to me, especially if I'm really focused on the body position, the shoulders away from the ears, dropping in, head goes out in front of the hands as I'm doing that, and pressing up. Oh, all right. Then we got the elbow roll out. All right. So what we're gonna do is, it's good to have a mat for this one. Your elbows are gonna be on the ball. And I'm gonna roll out a little bit and back. So I'm digging my elbows in and squeezing back. All right. So my hips are in front of my knees back here. So I'm not necessarily back here because this doesn't really activate my abs. As soon as my hips get in front of my knees, my abs get activated. Now I can do a small little rollout. So depending on where your core strength is right now, maybe the small rollout is the best rollout. All right, right in there, nice and tight. You can go for a little bit more if you want to there. This can be done from toes, but even I can't do too many of those without starting to arch my back. All right, that's one thing you want to watch out for on this one, is make sure your tailbone doesn't start sticking up in the air. You're gonna kind of tuck that tailbone under a little bit as you're doing this one. Oh. All right, now I'm gonna hit the ground here. I got the tap and raise. So leave my head down, tap the ball, raise it up, flexing my toes back, flexing my quads a little bit, and back down. All right, so this is a combination quad and ab exercise. A bit of hip flexor too. Your hip flexors are gonna get tired. Squeezing at the top, back down, squeezing the top. So this part of the leg stays pretty still as you're doing it. So the thigh stays about the same spot, right in there. Now, at the top, pull your toes back towards you. Get a little extra flex in the quad. Abs pulled in, lower abdominals pulled in there. And boy, I get a little bit of a shaky feel, so hopefully you get a little shaky feel too. The tighter your hamstrings are, the more likely you are to get that shaky feel as you're doing it. All right, my hamstrings, they could be looser. All right, next up, something for the hamstrings, all right? So I'm getting my heels up on the ball, arms out to the side, lift the hips up, and I'm rolling the ball in, lifting my hips higher. All right, some of us, to start off with, we're gonna have to be right down here. Now be careful with this one, don't point your toes, or else that calf will wanna grab and you'll get a cramp. You get a Charlie horse in there, it'll be not so much fun. So pull those toes back towards you, push those heels down, and try if you can to lift your hips first and then roll the ball in. There's my hips going way up in there. That's hard to do. You may not be able to do that just yet. But the thought can be there. The heart can be in there. The focus, the attempt can be there. So you're digging those heels in like you're trying to pop that ball, squeezing up. Big work in the back of the legs here. I mean, really big work. Some of the best stability ball exercises right here. All right, so now we go back to the push-up. All right, so I'm gonna start off back in here. So let me just show you the easier version. So I go right here. Remember, head goes out in front of hands. So even if you're doing this really, really short mode, head goes out in front of hands, shoulders away from the ears, right in there. All right, tipping down, your legs can kind of come up a little bit as you go over, and you come back like that, all right? Now that's a little bit easier for me, but I want to show you, what's possible there, all right? Now we can do the show-off version. You go feet on, and push up there, all right? This is probably really just for my own ego, just to show you that I can. You probably don't need to roll out this far very often. But I can't do very many here. But the idea is to challenge ourselves. Good. To hit a limit, to find a limit. That's all right. It's all right to fail before the time runs out. All right, elbow roll out, rolling out, and in. Lower abdominals pulled in while you're doing this. Oh, yeah. Make sure your tailbone's not sticking up. So you tighten the butt just a little bit, tuck the tailbone under. So if you keep the elbows out in front of the shoulders, so they're underneath, you won't feel as much. You also want to keep the hips out in front of the knees, because if they're over the knees, you won't feel as much. So you got both those things going pretty good. Oh, you got a lot of feel to happen. You can feel it. All right, tap and raise on your back. Ball between the feet. Tap it and raise it. And raise it. Abs pulling in. This part of the leg is still. Flex those quads. Oh, that's just nice. Now, hopefully you're getting a little bit more. The abs are still in the picture. All right, hopefully they're in the picture for the push-ups. You definitely feel them on the elbow rollout, and you feel them right here. Do you feel it? Can you feel it? They feel it. Oh, good. Oh, good, you feel it. Oh, abs in tight. Oh. Oh, the more I focus on pulling those abs in, the more awesome it feels. Oh, I can feel it chiseling. I can feel it chiseling. I don't want to go too far. I got the hamstring. So heels underneath the ball, or heel on the top of the ball, ball underneath the heels, and they're rolling in. Right in there. Now you can get to doing a one-legged hamstring curl. I only do that if I'm doing like 10 to 15 reps maybe. This one, I might end up getting a few more reps than that. That's all right. But it would look like this. Oh, that's nasty. I better do a couple on the other side just to balance it out. Now hands are out wide to the side. That gives you a little bit of balance as you're doing this. Make sure your feet are high enough on the top of the ball to start with. If the ball's too far away, you're gonna roll and you're gonna end up like on your toes or something. We don't want that. We wanna roll, still have our heels digging in. All right, last set. Third set, final set. Let's do this. All right, so a lot of times again, you get back here, we get way out of the screen, and you'll roll across, and that's kind of fun. All right, and you're doing the push-up. Head goes out in front of the hands. All right, but I'm here to work out with you, so you go for challenging for you, I'll go challenging for me. Is that one leg he has on the ball? Yep, that is. Isn't he kind of a show-off? Yeah. But my muscles are working. Are your muscles working? Are you finding a failure point? I'm starting to. Oh, hopefully you had just as much fun as I did. Elbow roll out. All right, elbows on the ball, rolling out and in. Yeah, those abs getting pretty toasted. So if you need to, maybe you keep your butt up a little bit higher and don't roll out as far with the elbow, just to make sure you don't arch the back. But if you can, go challenge it. All right, tap and raise. Tap and raise, just 2 more exercises. Tap and raise. Grabbing the side of the ball. Here, I'll do a little face the opposite way here. You can see how I'm holding here. Right there. Notice my knees aren't buckling in while I'm doing this. They're staying out. Squeezing up. Squeezing the quads at the top there. Pulling those toes back. Oh, abs are nice and tight. The more you focus on pulling the abs in, the stronger you're gonna get. Everybody talks about wanting a stronger core, but they don't pull it in when they could be. They don't pull it in when they could be. All right, heels on the ball, hamstring curl. Time to rock. Almost there. Squeezing down. All right, so it's not just roll the ball in. It's helpful to think about pushing down into the ball with the heels. All right, so not just rolling the ball back and forth. All right, it's digging down into it as much as you're able to. So it's almost like the ball rolls in because you're pushing down, not because you're rolling it in. Got it. All right, we got the stability ball heart strengthener. All right, so it's a cardio circuit we've got going on here. It's under 10 minutes that we're gonna do. So I'm gonna spend too much time talking. I wanna get us to the work, but we've got 3 exercises, 3 times through, 1 minute each, getting things going, all right? So this ball is maybe a little bit low, you know, for this first exercise for me. I'm still gonna do it because, you know, I can figure out how to do it. But for those of you guys who are working out on these stability balls, you kind of want the ball, when you're sitting on it, not to get your knees too deep. All right, so right now, you see my knees are way higher than my hips. That's a little tough for this particular exercise. If I had a little more air in it, it'd be up a little bit higher, be a little bit better for me. But I do like a little bit of a softer ball for if I'm laying on it for some of the core stuff. All right, so I can make do with this. And if you're in that situation, you can make do too. Just be careful, be wary of, just be aware of how much that knee is bending. All right, because it may not feel as comfortable here. All right, so we're gonna kind of start with a little bounce here. Got a minute on the clock. Stability ball, jumping jack. All right, so we're waving the arm, kicking the leg out. It's kind of fun actually. All right, but as we string these together, we're gonna start to get really huffing and puffing. All right, so we got maybe a lighter cardio. We got like a cardio core thing, and then we got a big time cardio. All right, and as we go through those 3 times, the heart's gonna stay up pretty good throughout. All right, so you can really swing those arms pretty good. Those are dictating a lot of the heart rate on this one. Try to sit nice and tall, straight back, chest out, and take that pressure on the ball. Let the ball take that pressure with the bounce. So you're not catching with the knees as much. All right, you're not catching with the leg there. You're bouncing. Fun, fun, fun. All right, nice. It's starting. I can already feel it. Maybe you feel it starting too. All right, stability ball walkout. So you're gonna start way back here. I'm gonna start way back. You're gonna walk out and walk back. Walk out. Now it's tough to stabilize here. You're gonna find yourself rolling off the side a little bit on that ball. But as you practice it, it'll be a little bit easier. All right, so you're gonna do fewer walkouts initially because it's hard to control it. Like a seal right in there, right? So they're great for shoulder stabilization right here, but you also got the abs coordinating this work because the body's going, what do I do about this? See, I just roll off the side, corrected it, straighten it back out. How you walk backwards is probably the tougher part. So you may need to go a little bit slower on your walk back initially, so you can try to stay on that ball a little bit. If it's hard, don't go as far out. All right, the walkout can go not as far. All right, stability ball slam, big cardio. Hit in the ground. Get a nice squat going. The louder the noise, the better. Now, I'm not bouncing it on the ground, all right? I'm slamming it on the ground. It's in my hands the whole time. A nice squat, chest out, butt out. Oh, I'm getting tired. All right, back onto the jumping jack. All right, setting the ball, hopping. Oh. All right, heart rate came up a bit there. Shoulders are tired. Oh, they're gonna get tired on this one. Oh yeah. It's just 9 minutes though, which means we're 1/3 the way done already. 2 more rounds. Oh yeah. Swinging those arms, bouncing, sitting tall. Nice. Straight spine. Tapping out. You can work that jumping jack well too. Alright, so maybe I'll walk out. Coming back, sinking in here, rolling out. Alright, so you can go halfway out if you need to and then walk back. I'll go a little bit farther, but do what you can do, even if it's just 2 hand walks and then back, and 2 hand walks and then back. Let's say you got a tender shoulder, you're not going to want to go all the way out there. All right, so you're going to go not quite as far. All right, the slam, lamma ding dong. Here we go. Slamming away, here we go. Get that heart rate up. Make a noise. Let's face it, this is the big cardio one. We might as well rev it up a little bit. The heart strengthener. Hitting hard. Make sure you bend those legs. Oh man, I'm slowing down. Come on. All right. Jumping jack. It's like recovery, but not. All right, we'll keep it at it. 2 rounds done, 1 round to go. Oh man, that's fun. Feels good when you get that slam noise. Make something happen there. My shoulders are definitely fatigued now. I feel like they weigh a lot more. All right, arms feel like they weigh a lot more right now. Keep it tall, straight spine. Almost there. All right, 12 seconds left of the jumping jack. Oh, the double. Like a Russian dancer. All right, the walkout. All right, getting in it. Getting after it. All right. Nice. Control it. Part of the fun here is preventing the wobble. It's harder said than done. Not. It's hard to do. All right, slam. Whew. Whew. Last bit, come on. Heart strengthener. Whew. Big noise, big noise. How many can you do? 52. That was nice. My heart feels strengthened. Whew. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, so we got stability ball, deep core. All right, so we're gonna hit the obliques real hard to start off with. Then we're gonna do some lower back work. All right, so these lower back exercises are some of the ones that really saved my butt after I ruptured a disc in my lower back. All right. Now, not all workouts are good for all people, so talk to your doctor or a professional. Get one-on-one with somebody, even us, to make sure that this is the right spot you should be starting at. But for most people, this will be definitely doable. All right. So, oblique crunch is our starting point. We're gonna minute each exercise. We're gonna do 2 rounds through these 5 actions. All right, so this is 10 minutes. 10 minutes of work. Ready? And go. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this hand behind the head, the other hand I'm gonna wrap it around, grab onto the oblique, and I'm gonna come up just a little bit. So I'm hips on the ball, my bottom foot is out in front. All right, what that does is it angles me up towards the ceiling just a little bit more, and I get the oblique more. If I switch it and I have the top foot in front, I'm gonna get more lower back. We don't want that as much. We want oblique tipping out. See that elbow? I point it up, then I point it to the wall. I point it up, I point it to the wall. Right in there. There's a harder version of this. Now you can make it a little bit easier by drifting down a little bit more on there. You can make it harder by drifting out a little bit more. And you make it even harder by doing hands together out here. Oh, I'm gonna stay in here though. I'm having a good day today. This is a great finishing routine. So something to do at the end of your workout could be awesome. But if you only have a little bit of time, maybe it's just your whole workout right here. Now I'm gonna face away from you. I apologize, but it is my better side anyway. All right, so remember, bottom foot is out in front, top foot is behind, and we're coming up. I'm tipping out and coming up. But the other side, you can see, like, maybe you'll see the exercise a little bit differently, get a better idea of what I'm doing, all right? So hand is on the oblique, this hand right by the ear, right behind the ear, and I'm not pulling on the head. I'm trying not to do this thing where the head's tipping. Trying to keep the head out there and just squeeze. Point the elbow up in the air, point it over. Squeezing right in that oblique here. Now when you go on the ball, try not to relax and flop onto it. Keep it tight, don't go all the way down. And don't go all the way up either. We're not sitting up on here. That's a rest break. We don't need that. It's right in the mid-range is where we're playing, all right? Mid-range. All right, switching it up. We got the back extensions, all right? So I'm gonna lay on the ball. Fingertips behind the ears. Like I'm gonna kiss it. And coming back up. All right, right here, back up. When I come back up, my chin's tucked in, elbows are out to the side. I'm lifting up, squeezing my butt cheeks there. And butt cheeks is kind of a technical term, so if you're not familiar with that, it's your glutes. Your glutes. Abs are pulled in at the top of that. Now we're doing this for an amount of time. When I did this for rehab's sake, it'd be like 20 or 30 reps. Which a minute may get us to 20. maybe. Oh. Now this should be starting to get some lower back warming. All right, I'm gonna scoot this ball down a little more. I'm going elbows on the ground and lifting the feet up. Now abs are pulled in. I'm not gonna fling them crazy high where I start arching my back. Just pulling them up a little bit. Glutes in tight, squeezing in there. Now, you're coming over, tapping those toes and squeezing up. Now, the harder version is the farther forward I go. Actually, sorry, the farther back I go. I forgot for a second. The more likely I am to get tipped off of my hands, the more pressure I have to lift with my legs. All right, so the harder I'm leaning on my arms, the less difficult this exercise is. So we want to try to make it fairly difficult. So finding close to that neutral point. Abs pulled in, tighten the glutes. Now my lower back is getting warm here, and that's okay. That's okay. Make sure it's not sharp or stabby, but warm is all right. All right, now we're gonna split the difference, all right? So I'm kind of in this balance point here, opposite arm and leg raise. All right, right in here. Oh, now it's cooking. Now it's cooking. Now what we're gonna probably find is when we get to the obliques, we're not gonna be able to go as far because we're tired, all right? But we'll take a rest break if we need to on these later rounds. Oh, the burn, the deep core. The deep core is what we're trying to find. And the lower back is part of the deep core for sure, all right? One of the safest ways to strengthen your lower back, I find, is on this ball here because it's bracing us, so we're less likely to have any shearing force in the discs there. So you have these well supported, even if it's uncomfortable on my stomach. All right, now back to the oblique. Oh, the sweat drips off on that one like crazy too. All right, let's tip out and come up. Oh, nice. Oh, so easy. First couple always are. All right, bottom foot's out in front. Remember, as we're doing this, bottom foot's in front. Tip it out, squeezing up. Point the ceiling, point the wall. Stretch it and squeeze it. Stretch it and squeeze it, but don't stretch it all the way. All right, so you're staying mid-range. Not all the way down, not all the way up. And that's the hardest range to be in. Because all the way up is a rest break, all the way down is a rest break. So we're staying mid-range, avoiding the rest break. Big squeezes in the obliques there. Oh boy. Oh, so good. So good. All right, turn around. You should turn around too. All right, squeezing up there. Now, as we're doing this, I haven't mentioned it yet, but make sure you're pulling the front of the abs in as you're doing it, all right? That'll just brace up the back even better. There's mid-range, not all the way down, not all the way up. Point to the ceiling, point to the wall, point to the ceiling, point to the wall. Oh, the sweat's getting in my eyes. There's so much sweat, guys. There's so much sweat. Abs pulling in, abs pulling in. Last few seconds. All right. Back face on the ball. All right, extensions. Coming down and up. Kiss the ball. Come back up. For this one, the farther forward I am, the tougher it is. But there's a certain point where you go too far forward, you come up and you want to fall, you start to fall on your head. So make sure you stick a little bit of pressure on the feet. Now, if you come up too high, you notice you start sliding down the ball. All right, so don't do that. Don't come up too high. You want to stay bracing in the abs. Tighten the glutes at the top. Curl over, squeeze back. Curl over. Open up the chest a little bit at the top too. You can even pop the elbows in and open the elbows up at the top. Your little upper back in there too. Make sure your chin is tucked in. It's not sticking out as you're doing this. Oh. Oh. Whew. All right, now rolling the back, lifting the legs. All right, so we shift back a little bit. Now we're doing the leg lift, lower back. Starts to get warmer and warmer, starts to talk to us a little bit. Pull those toes back towards you so the heels are sharp back there. Squeeze the glutes at the top of that. Pull the abs in. Try not to have too much arm pressure. Most of the pressure is on the ball. Try to have most of the pressure on the ball, which you kind of feel uncomfortable about. Smushing your stomach, things like that. Hope you didn't drink too much water before you do these. But it makes you flex your core, which balances out the strength really well. So that pushing of the ball into your abs makes you flex a little better. Now, when you're doing this, if your ball is really hard, it's really overinflated, this will be way more uncomfortable. So this ball, you can kind of see it squish underneath me. It makes it a little more comfortable when you're doing this laying on the ball exercises. All right, opposite arm and leg. We shift back a tiny bit more, balance the difference here. I'm at a pretty good balance point. See, I'm not touching the ground here. Woo! I can hold that for a second. Now you're doing opposite arm and leg. Now, as you're doing this, try to have your arms out in front. So people will do it under here, and they'll do this thing. But there's too much force on that. We're gonna bring it out here. So you're only lightly using the hand that's on the ground. Lightly touching the ground. It's more wobbly that way, but it's way more core that way too. And you're gonna feel the back. You get toastier and toastier. It needs this. It needs this, okay? It's good for it. It is good for it. The burn that slowly builds is all right. That's muscle work. If it's a sharp stabby thing, that's not good. That's typically not muscle work. But I'm getting that burning thing going on. Lightly touching the ground. Lightly touching the ground. Oh. All right, last round on that, all right? Oh, sorry. Sorry, it's just 2 rounds. Just 2 rounds is 10 minutes. But you know what? Since I said it, let's just do it. Let's just do it. I looked at my note and I was like, oh no. It is only supposed to be 10 minutes, but there you go. Here's a 15-minute version right here. If you don't have time, stop. Stop already. But since I said it, I was thinking it in my heart of hearts. My abs were starting to quiver thinking about it. I better do it. I better do it. Oh, you gotta watch what you say, right? Or else you gotta stick to it. Oh yeah. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. Other side. Switching up. Bottom foot's out in front. Tipping out, squeezing up. Tipping out, squeezing up. I like 3 rounds better anyway. Hands pulling in. Tipping out and squeezing up. Now remember, stay in mid-range. Stay in mid-range. Don't relax all the way down. Pull the abs in from the front. Oof. 10 seconds. I can do it. I can do it. All right. We got the extension. Oh, that was good. 15. Kiss the ball coming up. Glutes are tight. Oh yeah, this is gonna get toasty third set. Oof. pause at the top sometimes. It's fun. All right, shifting it, tapping the toes, raising up. Yeah, I probably get about 20. Maybe 30. Squeezing in. You're trying not to bend the back at all as you do this. All right, so the abs are holding in tight. The butt cheeks are squeezing. Minimizing lower back movement, but you're maximizing some burn in there. Hopefully your glutes are feeling this a little bit too. All right, split the difference. Opposite arm and leg. Last one. Oh, it's burning. Remember, don't use the arms too much on the ground. Opposite arm and leg. So left arm, right leg. Right arm, left leg. Oh, last little bit of burn. About 12 seconds. It's amazing how much it burns. It's amazing how much it burns. Almost feels like a cramp going on there. Oh, but I know it's good for me. Oh. Now if you want to loosen that up a little bit afterwards, you just hang over this ball. It feels good. A little bit of spinal traction there. Upper body's falling one way, lower body's falling the other way. Creates a little bit of negative pressure in the lower back. Oh, so nice. Oh. All right. Well, that was fun. So a great way to finish your workout. Certainly you could do just the 10 minutes, the 15-minute version that it became. Hey guys, Jeremy the Tall Trainer here, and we're going to go through some stability ball stretches. So a great way to finish off any workout, but certainly a good way to finish off a stability ball workout. All right, so we're going to start off with a wide split here. So I got a timer going. We're going to go wide with the feet there, hands on the ball. You can use that for support underneath you if you need to, or you can walk it out in front of you a little bit and get some reach into that. All right, so we're dropping into this position, pressing back with that tailbone. So stick that tailbone out behind you as you're doing this. All right, so trying to go fairly straight. Make sure the knees don't buckle in as you're doing that. You're pressing out a little bit there. Abs in tight, tailbones pressing back, sinking into that stretch. All right, I'm just going to turn a little bit so you can see me for the next 30 seconds here. Do it the other way here. All right, so you can see my body position over here. All right, so you can come up for a second if you need to, and then go back into it. All right, so wide position, tipping. Maybe you sneak a little bit wider. You do a little heel-toe action to get a little bit farther out there, tipping into there. Trying to keep the back fairly straight here, all right? Now, I do have the ball to help support a little bit, so if it bends some, it's not bad, but the less back bend we have in here, the better, all right? So we got that one. Then we have a tap back, reach up. Then we're gonna tap back here. I'm gonna reach up here, and I'm gonna add a little tip to the side, all right? I can even rotate a little bit if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. All right, so I'm reaching up and tipping to the side. Now I'm getting hip flexor. I'm getting a little bit through my lats here and my abs, which are kind of sore. All right, because I already did the stability ball abs. It's a good one, you should check it out. All right, reaching up there, stretching there. All right, now other side. So other foot, dropping in, reach up, and reach the ball over. All right, so I'm extending through that side. So this side, as I'm reaching up like that, it's going through, the stretch is going all the way through that side as I'm doing this. All right, all the connective tissue, in there. Fascia, as they call it. But who cares what that is? Stretching. Oh, all right, stability ball quad. You're gonna want a mat for this one, just to get yourself started, just for the knee's sake. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to put the foot up on there. I'm going to drop the knee down. I'm going to bring the other foot in front. And now I can slowly straighten myself up to get more there. I can drift back a little bit to get more there. So I'm getting that quad stretch. Now, it's kind of nice. I don't have to reach back and grab it. I just got to get it on the ball. That's all. So stretching there. All right. So I'll switch sides. Get it there. Drop the knee. Bring the foot forward. And then as you're doing this, if you want to get a little bit more out of that, push the hip forward a little bit, and you'll feel more of that stretch come in there. So abs in tight, tighten the glute, press that hip forward, and go, oh yeah, I feel it right in there. And if you ever wonder, like your legs feel ever squishy, touch it while you're doing a quad stretch. You're like, wow, that's so strong, that's so solid there. Oh, it's awesome. All right. So now we're going to do a hamstring stretch here. All right, so I'm going to do 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. We're going to go pretty straight legged here. You're going to put the ball on the ground and put the hands on there, and you're going to tip. All right, so you're going to use that ball to kind of give you some support for the lower back. You're going to try to keep this leg straight and tip into that. All right, now you can kick it out a little farther to go a little bit more in there. I'm going to try to get my chest up a little more because I can feel a little bit of bend in my lower back. And we're going to try to minimize that and really target this hamstring there, all right? So I'm going to switch legs. Right out here, so again, closer, a little bit easier because I can be upright a little bit more. Farther out, a little bit harder because now I'm tipped into it more. All right, straighten that leg. Oh, it wants to bend so bad. All right, tailbone sticks out, chest out, coming in there. Oh yeah, I feel it. Hopefully you feel it too. All right, so lat stretch. I like a mat for this just because I'm on my knees for this part. All right, but we're gonna take one arm and just reach it out on there, and we're gonna drop into it a little bit. All right, so hand kind of like we're karate chopping the ball, and we're just gonna fall forward a little bit. So I'm kind of like I'm laying towards the ground. Oh, stretching out that shoulder. Very nice. It's a tight spot on me. Maybe it's tight on you too. So other side, grabbing on there, chopping into the ball, dropping into that, stretching out the lat, reaching out away from you as you do it. Oh, this is good. A couple of these stretches you can't quite get quite as good without the ball, so it's kind of nice. It gives me more room to drop in. If I was just hand on the ground, I couldn't get the lat to stretch like this. But I could put it up on a couch if I didn't have a ball. All right, then we're going off the side. I'll show you this from the other angle here. So we're going off the side doing a chest stretch. So I'm going to drop in here, reaching out, and I'm going to turn away from it a little bit. Like I'm disgusted with it. You make me sick. All those things you did to me. Turn away. Now, I'm going to keep my shoulder away from the ear and push the chest out a bit as I do that. So I maximize the stretch across the chest there. All right. Now, if it runs down the arm, you don't have it right. If it's across here, you do. All right. So down the arm, not so good. Across here, good. All right. Move over a little bit here. My wingspan is too big here. All right. Shoulder away from the air, turning away from it a little bit. Make sure that shoulder's dropped away. It'll have a tendency to want to rise up and get up in your ear. All right, but then it's not stretching your chest anymore. Oh, lovely, lovely stretch. We do this one on the wall sometimes, but sometimes a different angle gives you a different benefit. All right, so that's good, basic little stretch routine. You know, definitely good to add on to any workout, but certainly if you're already playing with a ball, it's a good one to add on to the end of that one. All right, this is Jeremy the Tall Trainer saying have fun, be safe, God bless. God, thank you for our core. Help some of the work, the conscious effort we make to hold good posture, to condition this area, to make us less prone for injury, and that you know we're more capable for work, whether it's gardening or helping somebody move stuff. That our core is strong and capable, and we're less fragile, and we feel less fragile, which gives us confidence, you know, and emotional strength too. In the name of your Son Jesus Christ, Amen.